I thought the worst part would be finding my airplane destroyed. I was wrong. The worst part was watching the HOA president hand me a bill for demolishing it, while standing on a federally protected emergency airstrip. 48 hours later, federal agents were asking her questions she could no longer answer. Before we uncover how one HOA's biggest mistake became a federal investigation, subscribe for more HOA stories, homeowner revenge, and unbelievable courtroom victories. I had just finished flying an emergency medical supply mission when my phone lost signal as I entered the valley. Everything looked normal. Until I reached my property. The runway was gone. Fresh bulldozer tracks stretched from one end of the airstrip to the other. The windsock had disappeared. The landing lights were crushed beneath piles of dirt. Then I saw my airplane, or what was left of it. Its wings were folded like twisted aluminum. The cockpit had been ripped open. Years of work, destroyed in a single afternoon. Standing in the middle of the wreckage was the HOA president. She wasn't apologizing. She was smiling. Behind her stood several board members wearing matching white HOA shirts beside two bulldozers. She handed me an invoice. Demolition and land preparation. Then she calmly said, "This property has been cleared for our new golf course expansion." I stared at her. Then I looked down. Half buried beneath the dirt was a bent metal warning sign the bulldozers had knocked over. I picked it up, brushed away the mud. The words were still perfectly readable. The smile on her face disappeared, because she hadn't noticed the sign before. And in that moment, neither of us realized someone else already had. Some mistakes cost money. This one was about to cost careers. I held the bent warning sign in front of the HOA president. She barely looked at it. Our attorney said those signs were outdated. I asked one question. Did your attorney also tell you to crush a registered aircraft? Her confidence slipped for the first time. One of the bulldozer operators quietly backed away from the machine. I told them we should stop, he muttered. They said to keep going. The HOA president shot him an angry look. Before she could respond, a pickup truck turned onto the gravel road. It wasn't mine. A county sheriff stepped out, followed by an airport inspector carrying a clipboard. The inspector froze the moment he saw the destroyed runway. Then his eyes landed on the twisted remains of my airplane. He slowly removed his sunglasses. Who authorized construction here? The HOA president proudly stepped forward. Our board approved the project. The inspector didn't even write that down. Instead, he walked to the edge of the runway and pointed toward a weathered concrete marker buried in the grass. This runway is listed in the Federal Emergency Access Registry. The sheriff looked at the bulldozers, then back at the inspector. The inspector quietly reached for his phone. I need to notify federal authorities. At that exact moment, the HOA president realized this was no longer a neighborhood dispute. It had just become a federal matter. The moment the federal investigators stepped onto the runway, the HOA board stopped talking. Less than 24 hours later, two black government SUVs rolled onto my property. Federal aviation investigators climbed out carrying cameras, evidence markers, and sealed document cases. They photographed every inch of the destroyed airstrip, the bulldozer tracks, the broken runway lights, the crushed airplane. Then one investigator asked me a question I never expected. Did the HOA ever offer to buy this property? I nodded. Twice. And both times I refused. He exchanged a glance with his partner. That's exactly what we suspected. Meanwhile, agents served the HOA president with a notice requiring construction records, meeting minutes, contracts, and all communications related to the project. She insisted it was a misunderstanding. Then the lead investigator held up a printed email. Once the runway is gone, he'll have no choice but to negotiate. The room fell silent. One HOA board member buried his face in his hands. Another quietly whispered, "She told us every permit had already been approved." The investigator looked directly at the HOA president. Were they? She couldn't answer. Because hidden inside the project file was one document that changed the entire investigation. The document wasn't just missing a signature. It exposed a plan that should never have left the HOA boardroom. The lead investigator carefully placed the final document on the table. It wasn't a permit. It was a rejected application. Months earlier, the HOA had asked local authorities for permission to expand onto my property. The request had been officially denied. Stamped in bold red letters across the first page were the words, "Application denied, private property. Federal emergency access restrictions apply." The courtroom fell silent. My attorney looked toward the judge. They knew exactly who owned this land. They knew the runway was protected. And they demolished it anyway. The HOA president tried to explain that she believed the decision could be appealed. The judge interrupted. An appeal is not permission. Then another board member stood. With a trembling voice, he admitted the board had repeatedly warned the president to stop the project, but she insisted they continue before I returned from my medical supply flight. The judge closed the case file. "I've heard enough." But before announcing the ruling, he looked toward the federal investigators. "What action will your agency be taking?" The lead investigator stood. His answer changed the atmosphere of the entire courtroom. "We've referred this matter for potential federal prosecution." The HOA president's face turned completely pale. They wanted a golf course. Instead, they became the subject of a federal investigation. Several weeks later, the court delivered its final judgment. The HOA was held responsible for unlawfully entering my property, destroying my private airstrip, and crushing my aircraft without legal authority. The judge ordered the association to pay for the full replacement value of the airplane, rebuild the damaged runway, reimburse every dollar of my legal expenses, and permanently abandon any claim to my land. But the civil judgment wasn't the end. Federal investigators continued reviewing the destruction of the registered emergency airstrip, the unauthorized interference with aviation infrastructure, and the documents used to justify the demolition. The HOA president resigned before the next board meeting. 2 board members also stepped down, admitting they had relied on false assurances that the project was legal. Months later, a brand new runway stretched across my ranch. A replacement aircraft sat where the wreckage once lay. The windsock moved gently in the Montana breeze, ready for the next emergency flight. Every time I lifted off, I remembered that bulldozers can destroy concrete and metal, but they can't bury the truth. If you enjoyed this HOA story, subscribe for more HOA revenge, homeowner victories, courtroom drama, and unbelievable property disputes where justice always finds its way. And tell us in the comments, what would you have done if an HOA destroyed your plane and claimed your land was theirs?